Paano nga ba mag-register para magkaroon ng schedule sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center? Narito ang mga dapat gawin. Gamit ang iyong mobile device, pumunta sa eGov.ph app. Pwede itong i-download mula sa Apple App Store o sa Google Play Store. Gumawa ng account. Ilagay ang email address, valid mobile number, pagkatapos ay makakatanggap ka ng one-time code sa iyong email. Gamitin ang code sa eGov app para sa verification ng iyong account at ng mga impormasyong ibinigay. Congratulations! Meron ka ng eGov.ph app account. Pwede mo na ma-access ang iba't ibang serbisyo ng gobyerno kabilang ang mga serbisyo sa Bagong Pilipinas Presidential Action Center.
Ito ang Presidential Broadcast Service.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko
ng Bagong Pilipinas para sa Bagong Pilipino. Naghahatid ng mahahalagang balita at impormasyon na guugnay ng pamahalaan sa sambayanan. Tulay sa himpapawid ng serbisyo publiko. Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko. Ang boses ng Pangulo. Sa Mega Manila 738.
Radyo Pilipinas. Radyo Publiko.
Buong Pilipinas, 6 na minuto makalipas ng alas 3 ng hapon. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat at welcome po tayo sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross dito po sa Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko. Ngayon pong ika-26 ng buwan ng Oktubre, taong 2025 at napakabilis po ng panahon na. Talaga nga naman ilang araw na lang bago po magpasko at meron na lamang po tayong siguro almost 60 days mahigit 60 days before Christmas. Okay, at inaanyahan namin kayo hanggang alas 4 po tayo ng hapon at subaybayan natin ang ating talakayan. Tayo po ay magko-concentrate at magbibigay focus dito sa naging operasyon ng Philippine Red Cross sa naging lindol dyan sa Davao. At syempre, meron tayong bukod dyan sa may Cebu, meron din tayong operation at response dito sa may Davao. At maraming nangyari dito nakaraang linggo. At isa nga niyan, nitong kaninang umaga lang ay nagkaroon tayo ng minor eruption ng Bulkang Taal kaninang alas 8 pasado ng umaga. At syempre nais nating pasalamatan ng bumubuo ng programa mula sa Radyo Pilipinas, sa syempre ang station manager natin si Sir Alan Alanigue. Pero ang ating direktor ng Presidential Broadcasting Service, si Sir Fernando Sanga, okay? At syempre mula yan sa ating Presidential Communication Office, si Secretary Dave Gomez, at kasama nina dito sa atin sa PBS, si Sir Ray Sampang, at sa technical side, si Sir Orly Lopez at si Ma'am Joy. At nandyan din po si Ma'am May. Okay. At syempre sa Philippine Red Cross, ang ating chairman si Richard J. Gordon, at ang ating Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang, at ang iba pang ating Board of Governors, kasama ng ating mahigit 100 chapters nationwide, at kasama din po yan ng kanilang mga Board of Directors, Red Cross 143 at Red Cross Youth. Okay? At happy birthday pala, belated, kay Ma'am Joy. Happy birthday, Ma'am Joy. Okay, at makakasama na natin ngayon via Zoom ang ating laging kasama, Governor Corazon Alma de Leon. Magandang hapon po, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon. Pero parang may kasabay tayong nagsasalita sa ating interview. Ang bisita natin, I'd like to welcome Miss Leonor Templa, Administrator, Philippine Red Cross Davao Oriental Chapter, and Miss Michelle Maris Denise Rabat, Chairman, Philippine Red Cross Davao Oriental Chapter. Parang Davao Oriental, medyo ang picture niya Parang nakahiga, pwedeng ayusin ang picture.
Yung camera daw po, ayan, nakatayo na. Si Ma'am,
Hindi pa nakatayo.
Michelle.
Nakatayo yung ano.
kayo po si Ma'am Michelle. Nasaan po si Ma'am Templa? Hi Ma'am,
Ayos nyo yung ano. Ayos nyo yung inyong video. Yan. Konti pa. Yan. Okay. Thank you very much. Siguro we'll go ahead with the interview. Ano-ano ang mga pangyayari nung kasagsagan ng lindol kamakailan dyan sa Davao Oriental? We'll begin of course with the chairman, Ms. Michelle Maris Denise Rabat. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. A pleasant afternoon to all, to you especially.
Yes, thank you.
Needless to say, ma'am, no, what happened here that time nagkaroon kami ng massive earthquake. The epicenter was in Manay. So most hit was Manay and the neighboring municipalities, which is Tarragona and Caraga. But these two are the hardest hit. Kay 7.4, I think, was the magnitude recorded. Mati, where I am, the capital town, and at the same time is the city, also were affected. We were all shaken in the Seoul province. 10 municipalities and 1 city, which is Mati. I'm happy to note that aside from the LGUs responding, Red Cross was at the front line, immediate response. Already with the proper training and communication, everybody delivered the service. Makita mo po humanity at its best. Nandun po lahat immediately to set up the Red Cross tents, tent cities for these two hardest hits. So far, the response is very good from the Red Cross. That's as far as I can say kasi I'm no longer connected with the local government. But ang Red Cross ko, nandoon sila, always to lend a helping hand. Yes,
Thank you very much. We'd like to ask Miss Leah Moore Templa, the administrator, na tanungin ko kung ano-ano ang agarang responda ninyo. Ano-ano ang mga pangyari matapos lumindol. Go ahead. Leah Moore. You have no audio. Pakilakas lang.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ang agarang
okay.
responde po ng Philippine Red Cross, tumulong po tayo nag-evacuate sa mga pasyente sa Davao Oriental Medical Center at matapos ng pangyayari sa lindol, maraming mga gusali at mga nasira na mga bahay dahil po sa malakas na pagyanig po.
Siguro gusto nating malaman ilang bayan, barangay at pamilya ang naapektuhan, anong mga lugar sa Davao Oriental ang lubhang napinsala. Maybe either of you, Michelle or Miss Templa can answer. Ano-ano yung mga bayan na at mga pamilya, barangay at naapektuhan ng sa Davao Oriental na lubhang napinsala?
Ang naapektuhan po, asan ba yun?
Manay, Tarragona.
Ay ang Manay, Tarragona, Baganga,
Okay.
and Caraga po. Then, ang labis po naapektuhan, ma'am, is ito pong 4 na municipality, ma'am. Tarragona, Manay, and Caraga. At mayroon po tayong naitalang affected families na 204,175. At damages houses na 17,368. Ang 1,091 were totally damaged and 16,000 is partially damaged. Then mayroon pong 4 na dead, then 304 uninjured. Yun po,
Thank you very
ma'am.
much for that update. Meron kayong record ng ilan ang mga naging evacuation centers ninyo?
Mayroon po, ma'am, 9 po yung evacuation center na malalaki po. Pero yung iba pong mga pamilya, ay hindi na po sila muli lumikas sa evacuation center kasi nandoon na lang sila sa harap ng kanilang bahay dahil malapad naman po ang mga lugar ng ibang mga pamilya doon sa naapektuhan, ma'am.
Okay. Siguro gusto nating malaman kumusta yung 143 volunteers at mga board of directors na kumilos. Meron ba kayong report ng mga 140
yes, ma'am.
volunteers?
Ang RC volunteers natin, ma'am, sa iba't ibang munisipyo ay tiniyak po namin, ma'am, at ang kanilang kaligtasan at humingi na rin kami ng assessment report sa kanila. At sa mga BOD naman po, sinigurado nila ang kaligtasan ng mga staff and volunteers at ng kanilang mga pamilya po. At tumulong din ang mga BOD na mapadali ang proseso sa paglabas ng pondo para po sa operasyon natin.
Andito nga yung retrato na moving yung mga volunteers makarating sa mga lugar, no? Pero siguro
Yes,
gusto
ma'am.
kong malaman, ano ang kasalukuyang naipaabot ninyong tulong ng Philippine Red Cross sa mga naapektuhan ng lindol? What have you provided?
Sa akin po, ma'am, si Ma'am Michelle na po.
Sige.
Ma'am Michelle.
Michelle, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. I think madami-dami to, no? So, obviously, the first needed is the bottled water provided for, hot meals, 2 jerry cans, and then sleeping kits, hygiene kits, and kitchen sets na pabigay po yung mga immediate that is needed by families. On top of that, of course, the very important volunteer services na binigay po ng ating mga volunteers.
Yes.
Na all mobilized without having second thoughts po. Nagbigay. So that much we could give. And I'd like to add this into my reporting na hindi ko pa nare-report sa akin. Tayo tomorrow ko pa papamit sila Leonor and the rest. But on my personal capacity, I was able to raise some funds which I will turn over tomorrow to the Red Cross here, local chapter. It's around 500,000. So ibibigay ko po. And then we will have to discuss among ourselves ano yung aming planning. Saan pa pwedeng magamit itong kalahating milyon na to na pa-raise po namin ng funds.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Pa ba ang mga may pangamba pa ba ang mga tao na bumalik sa kanilang mga bahay? O okay naman?
I think, ma'am, if I may speak, Miss Leonor, pwede ba akong magsalita for you? I think sa Manay, yung pinaka-affected po na nakaranas ng napakalakas na lindol, yun ang merong fear.
Takot, yes.
Fear po. Kasi ang aftershocks medyo madami-dami. Recorded is 476. Pero ito yung mga intensity 1, 2, 3. Yung pinakamalakas na aftershock, I think, was 6.9 after the 7.4. So nandun po yung trauma nangyayari. At as reported, madami-daming bahay din ang talagang damage, no? Iba hindi na livable. So ang present need is yung permanent shelter materials para they can rebuild their homes and their houses and move on with life. And of course, the most basic, the clean water. Yun pa ang sinisigaw ng lahat is ang tubig.
Tubig.
Clean water. And the hygiene kits, because everything there after a disaster, we all know another pandemic happens, or epidemic happens after a disaster. So normally, yan na nga, nagsiset in na yung mga cholera, the diseases. I don't know, we still have to do our planning, and LGU has to do our planning. We do our thing sa Red Cross.
Yeah.
Yun po.
So I guess what we can say is that we have lessons learned from the experience you've had, no? At parang ngayon ang challenges pa kasi hindi naman pa lahat nakabalik sa kanilang bahay. Nakabalik na ba sila?
Miss Leonor, may update kayo, Miss Leonor.
Yes, ma'am. Ang challenges po ng chapter namin is agarang pundo sana para sa operation natin kasi considering na ang Davao Oriental chapter ay maliit na chapter at kailangan ng malaking pundo para sa ganitong operasyon po.
Yes.
Maybe the donation of 500,000 will help, Miss Leonor. I'll give you the money tomorrow.
It's a big help po.
So but we have to first plan it out and declare it sa board, no?
Yes po, ma'am.
Sa atin. Ma'am, if I may add, isa sa, I think, observation no, na pangangailangang malaki for Red Cross, I think it applies to all.
Yes.
Communication, form of communication, no? Radyo ba? Or everybody ends up using their own cellular phone na minsan ba ng signal, no? But some radio would help para fast communication and proper information dissemination. It creates less panic if we have good, proper communication.
Yes, I agree. Paano naman kayong maghahanda ng yung chapter kung sakalit may bagyo muli o posibleng disaster pa na darating? How are you preparing yourselves?
Ma'am, ang expectation dito as by statistically, no, it's every December that we experience typhoon in Mindanao. No, June up goes to Luzon, pababa ng Visayas, and then we end up having typhoons here in Mindanao by December. And what happened to us in 2024, the shear line and the trough LPA, na 2 weeks constant rain. So medyo we expect that going to happen again kasi it's starting to rain. So my preparation, but donations of course helps a lot.
Yeah.
Malaking bagay po yan kasi we generate our own funds po, di ba? With limited funds. So we try our best. Pag-usapan po namin when we convene again soon.
I believe that the efforts you've done because of the disaster will demonstrate to you how the philosophy of always first, always ready, always there for Red Cross becomes very important. Na we learn lessons from past experiences, and of course we decide how better we can do later. And I know that at best the people need to be aware of what Red Cross can do and will do. And
Yes, ma'am.
I think from your sharing, obvious naman that you are aware of what happened and will in fact be prepared more. Not that we want more things to happen that we do not expect, but certainly from your narration, you were able to cope with the disaster that you had to face during the earthquake. Kasi ang earthquake, iba sa typhoon. Ang
Opo.
earthquake, you may lose lives because if they stay in the area where there is the lindol, medyo problema sa atin. But at the same time, I also notice the preparedness of the chapter is very important in coping with the problems that you had to face. And I know from your discussion, notably, the situation is much better now because the lindol is over. Hindi katulad ng typhoon na and the mga damages is such that you have to wait before the people can get settled in their own homes.
Yes,
Kapag
ma'am.
nasira ang bahay nila, wala naman silang titirahan. Di ba? That's a correct assumption.
Yes, ma'am. But in this case, medyo madami ring damages to houses. As in collapsed ang houses because really it was really a strong quake. And the nearest is Manay and Tarragona. Hard hit po sila.
But you do not have to establish 10 cities as what happened in Cebu.
Meron.
I think two, meron po.
Meron silang 10
Nagkaroon din
cities.
kayong 10 city?
Opo.
Dalawa po.
Dalawa lang.
Di ba, Leonor? You established,
Yes,
Red Cross
ma'am.
established 10 cities.
Yes,
Oo.
ma'am.
We can show the pictures later. Opo.
So,
Unfortunately, ma'am, if I may report also, yung hospital po ng Manay is really damaged as well. I don't think they
Yes.
can utilize it. So, the DOPMC, Davao Oriental, is overwhelmed ang kanila because 200 bed capacity and you have a lot of people needing attention, seeking medical assistance intervention. So, I think that has to be revisited by DOH or whoever gets the funding to repair standard repair. Based on standards, ma-repair po sana yung hospital. Kailangan na kailangan
well,
yun.
of course, pag hospital, that will be provided by the Department of Health, no? But at the same time, yung mga pasyente doon na kailangang makabalik sa kanilang mga bahay
Yes po.
ought to be responsibility of the Red Cross dahil siyempre gusto nilang makabalik pero wala silang babalikan. It still continues to be a problem. But I still believe that with the capacity of Davao Oriental chapter, they will be able to cope with the still continuing situation that you have to face. sa palagay nyo ba, meron pa kayong mga dapat gawin that have not yet been done and for which you will still need help, for which we can make an appeal for Davao Oriental?
Miss Leonor, you have to update us because sila ang nag-field, ma'am. Our people, these hardworking people of Red Cross ang naka-field. So observations has been given. Basically, what Red Cross really needs is good partnership with LGUs as well. If we're supported by the local government unit, wala sanang problema, ma'am. Because part of the funds they can provide for LGU, for the Red Cross. Sana. Sana, ganun po ang setup. But,
Actually,
sariling sikap ang nangyayari eh.
Oo, correct.
Yeah, sariling sikap po.
Ako, I'm convinced that with the leadership of Red Cross under you, Michelle, naniniwala ako na you can do much.
I'll try my best. I have been when I was a mayor. So I gave a lot of, I gave funding for Red Cross. I made sure that Red Cross receives from the LGU, city government of Mati, para subsidized and may sustainability po kami. In so many ways, magandang partnership. But I'm now a civilian, so I'm just doing it to the best of my capacity. So I just made some calls and did a lot my own fundraising, and I will turn it over tomorrow. They course it through me eh. So I'm saying now is credibility-wise, I think Red Cross tops the credibility no sa tao. Mas may credibility. So people prefer to deal with Red Cross now. As far as these donors are concerned, and of course the people on the ground, yung affected po, when they see the red shirt, para bang they're saying automatic nandyan yung tulong. Yan po. So maybe, I don't know how we can do it in a way na to convince LGUs also to start supporting Red Cross. Kasi after all, katapusan po ma'am, ang tumutulong din sa kanila is the Red Cross eh.
Yes.
So they should see the value. Like Manay and Tarragona, it's a lesson learned for them as well, no? But that's I will try to talk to them as my capacity as a chairperson kung paano makakatulong. Kumbaga, instead of blood banking, magkaroon tayo ng banking sa Red Cross and do some proper investments para babalik at babalik din. Kasi we're really prone, the province of Davao Oriental is prone to earthquakes.
Yes.
Mayaman kami sa earthquake po. Historically speaking, totoo po, 1924, we experienced the strongest quake. That's why when preparedness is concerned, as I'm speaking for Mati, no, hinahanda namin ang sarili namin for a strong quake na yung drilling and everything. Of course, in collaboration kami always with Red Cross. Ang nangyari lang is, ang tinamaan is the two municipalities, neighboring municipalities. Parang nobody's really prepared pag dumating na yung big one eh. Because the panic sets in. So the psycho is very important also. The trauma, especially the children experiences. Yan po.
Gobcora?
The Amor Templa, how long have you been administrator of Davao Oriental Chapter?
5 years as officer in charge po, ma'am.
Yeah. Now, you're still officer in charge? Or
Yes,
already
ma'am.
administrator?
Officer in charge po, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Paano ka maging permanent administrator, yun, or kaya very efficient ka, very effective?
No, I guess it's up to the board to consider that because you've been there 5 years and it should be recorded in terms of how much you've done and will still do. Siyempre, theory of rising expectations yun. If you become no longer officer in charge but a permanent administrator, the chairman, our chairman, will have to assess that and make the proper recommendation. But given that, I think that in the case of how to strengthen the chapter means coping with the future, with the expectations of what else needs to be done to strengthen the chapter. And I think with Michelle as chairman now and former mayor.
May term limits din ako, ma'am, ha?
Yeah.
I will
But,
end my term also soon. I think. So, but while I'm here, please be assured
yes,
that I will do my best also, my
correct.
capacity.
I have been long ago to Mati,
Yes, ma'am.
and therefore I have seen the terrain. I have seen the
Mm-hmm.
beauty of the city, the Mati,
Yes, ma'am.
and of course I haven't been there since. But certainly, I look forward to meeting you when you either come to Manila for some
Mm-hmm.
conferences or elsewhere,
Yes, ma'am.
because compared to the other Davao provinces, Mati strikes a very uh,
Appealing,
yes,
beautiful.
kasi you can
Sometimes,
watch the
I hope that you can come
Gob,
ocean.
visit
Gob
as
Cora.
guests, not as for Red Chief
Gob
Operations,
Cora.
as experience the beauty of Mati for RNR.
Yes, yes,
Gob
Yes,
Cora.
ma'am. Looking forward po.
Gob Cora.
yes, why not?
Mhm.
Well, maybe I can go back because we will stop at this point because Edison will have some reports. Edison, go ahead.
Yes,
By
I'm
the
calling
way,
on you.
I want to greet Edison for his birthday a
Happy
few days
birthday.
ago. And today, our Secretary General, is her birthday today. So, let's have the greetings for both of you. Sabay na.
Thank you.
Edison,
Thank you,
meron
Gob.
ka bang pwedeng patugtugin na happy birthday song?
Happy birthday.
Wala.
Mamaya po, maghahanda po si Sir Orly.
Mamaya
Pero,
pa, prepare pa.
bago po-
Sige, pero baka may update ka, meron kang report.
ade,
Before, we break.
Yeah,
and then we will continue the interview. It's an exciting interview with the chairman and of course with the administrator
Apo.
of Davao Oriental Chapter.
This is the first
Go
time na guest natin sila, Gob Cora. So, magbabalik po tayo sa ilang paalala. At sa pagbabalik po natin, meron po tayong news flash mula sa Communications Department at ang naging pahayag po ng ating Pangulong Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. sa Philippine Red Cross. Magbabalik po yan sa pagbabalik natin.
Itinuloy na po natin ang zero balance billing. Libre po. Ibig sabihin, ang serbisyo sa basic accommodation sa ating mga DOH na ospital, wala nang babayaran ang pasyente.
Po, ang dami pong challenge, hindi po namin alam kung saan namin kukunin, ganon, nag-iisip kung paano namin mababayaran. Siyempre po, masayang masaya, super saya po dahil na zero billing po kami. Opo, malaking ano po talaga, malaking tulong po. Mabilis lang din po.
Bayad na ang bill ninyo. Uulitin ko, wala nang kailangan bayaran ng pasyente basta sa DOH Hospital dahil bayad na po ang bill ninyo.
Naiyak ako kasi sobrang saya. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President Bongbong Marcos Jr. Hindi kami nagkamali ng taong ihinalal.
Pilipinas, handa ka na ba? Ang ating million peso question. Kapag may pumutok na bulkan malapit sa inyong lugar at sinabayan pa ng malakas na ulan, ano ang kailangan mong iwasan? Letter A, ex mong hindi ka naman pinahalagahan? Letter B, mga marites ng inyong barangay? O letter C, mga ilog at sapa dahil pwedeng magkaroon ng lahar? Kung C ang sagot mo, may tama ka. Delikado ang lahar o ang mabilis na daloy ng naghahalong abo ng bulkan at tubig. O, ngayon, alam mo na kung saan ka dapat lumayo. O sige na, lapit ka na kay ex. Hashtag panatag ang may alam.
Maging panatag Pilipinas.
Mula sa iba't ibang panig ng Pilipinas, narito ang kalipunan ng mga balitang Red Cross. Ako si Benj Pagya para sa PRC News Flash. Nitong Oktubre 13 ay nagbigay ang Chuchi Foundation ng 1,000 na unit ng 13 watts Panasonic light bulbs sa Philippine Red Cross. Ito ay ginanap sa isang simpleng turnover sa Buddhist Chuchi Campus sa Santa Mesa, Manila. Pinangunahan ni PRC Secretary General Dr. Gwendolyn Pang ang pagbisita at pagtanggap ng donasyon mula kina Henry C. Yunez na siyang CEO ng Chuchi Foundation Philippines. Kasama rin sa turnover ceremony si Ms. Peggy Jiang na director ng Chuchi Foundation Philippines at ilang Chuchi volunteers na tumulong sa paglo-load ng mga donasyon. Ani ni PRC Chairman Richard J. Gordon, ang naturang donasyon ay layuning suportahan ang mga operasyon ng PRC, partikular sa mga community-based facilities, evacuation centers at disaster response sites kung saan mahalaga ang maayos na ilaw para sa kaligtasan at maayos na operasyon. Dahil dito, lubos ang kanyang pasasalamat sa Chuchi Foundation. Nagpahayag si CEO Yunez ng kanyang lubos na paniniwala sa Philippine Red Cross dahil sa pangunguna nito sa lahat ng pagtulong sa ating mga kababayan sa mga oras ng sakuna. Patuloy na nananawagan ng Philippine Red Cross sa mga pusong handang tumulong sa ating mga kababayang lubos na naapektuhan ng lindol sa iba't ibang bansa. Para sa mga nagnanais magpaabot ng tulong, maaaring tumawag sa PRC Hotline 143 o magpadala ng mensahe sa opisyal na Facebook page ng Philippine Red Cross. At yan ang pinakabagong balita mula sa Philippine Red Cross. Abangan ang mga news updates dito sa PRC News Flash. Ako si Benj Pagya para sa PRC News Flash.
Got the reports that in Cebu, the tent cities are starting to go up with the help of Dick Gordon and the Red Cross. They've been very, very, very helpful.
Malaki ang progreso. Malaking tinulong ng Red Cross. Kaya nandito ang ating chairman, the former Senator Dick Gordon. At kung makita ninyo, maraming tent dito galing talaga sa Red Cross, pati yung relatives ng galing sa Red Cross. Ang bilis. After one day, nandito na si chairman eh.
Good news! Ang inyong pinagkakatiwalaang Radyo Pilipinas nasa TV na. Oo, nasa TV na. Ang Radyo Pilipinas 738 AM ay live nang mapapanood sa Channel 3 ng ABS-CBN TV Plus at Channels 45 to 49 ng GMA Affordabox. Kaya may access ka na sa balitang totoo anytime, anywhere. Sa radyo, sa social media at TV. Radyo Pilipinas 738 AM.
At yan po yung report kanina ng ating Communication Department at yung naging pahayag ng ating Presidente Bongbong Marcos sa Philippine Red Cross. At meron lang po tayong report regarding po ito dun sa isang malaking sunog na naganap po yan noong October 22 noong Wednesday po. Diyan po sa may sitio sa East Banal na Cruz sa may Barangay Katmon, Malabon na inabot po yan ng Task Force Alpha. At ang Philippine Red Cross sa pangunguna ng ating chairman and CEO Richard J. Gordon, nagpadala po tayo ng fire truck dyan at 3 ambulansya at sa kasalukuyan po makikita natin sa larawan, tayo po ay nakapagpahamahagi na po ng 9,000 na litro ng tubig para yan sa 200 mahigit na pamilya, almost 300 dyan po sa may Acacia Elementary School. 4 po naging evacuation center dyan, sa Malabon Evacuation Center, sa Katmon Integrated School, sa Tunsuya Elementary School at sa Acacia Elementary School. At nadagdagan po yan nung isang araw ng isa pa dyan naman sa Metogatog. At tayo rin ay namahagi dyan ng hot meals. Tayo ay nakapag-distribute ng 200 individuals provided with food packs at nakapagbigay din tayo ng psychosocial first aid at naroon din tayong child-friendly space dyan. Ayan, at nandiyan dyan po ang ating food truck mula po yan sa tulong ng ating Philippine Red Cross Valenzuela Chapter at syempre ng ating Chairman CEO Richard J. Gordon at ng ating Welfare Service at nandyan din po ang ating water tanker na namihagi po ng tubig sa mga residente ng Barangay Katmon, Malabon. Gob Cora?
Yes, thank you very much yung update na yan at makatutulong para malaman ng mga ibang chapters natin na nanonood how to cope, how to handle yung mga disasters na hinarap nila. At balik tayo sa ating special guest, of course, si Michelle Denise Rabat, ng chairman ng Philippine Red Cross Davao Oriental Chapter, and Ms. Leamor Templa, Administrator, Philippine Red Cross Davao Oriental Chapter. Moving on, gusto lang namin malaman ano pa yung palagay niyong you still need to do to better prepare for whatever disaster may come? Michelle?
As I said, ma'am, para preparedness, actually, nandyan na po because of the spirit of volunteerism. Nobody can pay that. Nobody can match that. But as Leonor aptly put it a while ago, the funding. Para makagalaw lahat, you really need to have some support. We need
Resources,
support resources. And we're trying to encourage or enjoin everyone, especially the LGU. Kasi sa ngayon panahon, ma'am, alam naman natin ang may pera talaga is the local government.
Yes.
Meron talagang pera yan. You know, we get our monthly share. So I'm just praying that really mag-allocate ng konti and invest well, especially in services like Red Cross. Kasi ang Red Cross, hindi naman lahat ng tao. A few people can do that monthly. But not all the time. Yung magbigay ng magbigay. So, para for sustainability in operations, hopefully, we can do a lot. Because nandiyan na po ang trust rating eh. Mataas ang tingin ng tao sa Red Cross. Basta Red Cross na trustworthy, no? Wala kang masasabing bahid ng kung ano man na pagdududahan pa ng tao. So preparedness-wise, I think the training has been there. Perfect. For 75 years of preparation, nandyan na po yan. But more on raising funds. Raising funds na meron pong eksaktong pondo. Sa dugo, I think we're doing a good job. The zero balance billing, I think nandyan na po. We're getting there. We're getting there. But ang pinag-uusapan natin ngayong araw na to is more on response on disasters. And that's a big disaster if you don't have money to move, to mobilize. Malaki pong disaster yan. Kasi nandyan naman po talaga ang effort. Nandyan po talaga ang spirit of wanting to help. Nandyan po lahat eh. Kaya lang, it gets frustration. It gets very frustrating, especially for our field officers like sila Leonor, pag nandyan na po sila. Mahirap. But as I said earlier, if we could, you know, if only I can still produce for communications, facility, equipments, para mabilis po ang responde namin. Maliit lang po kasi kami, Davao Oriental, who would mind us compared to the big cities, no? Pero nasa amin ang disaster eh. We're prone to the disaster. Diba? Mas madami kami challenges dito.
The smallness of a province or a city makes it a challenge really.
Actually.
Dahil also internationally, natutuwa sila kung makatulong sila sa poorer areas. Although masasabi natin na with experiences, we can get better and better.
Yeah.
So siguro si Leamor, with your name Amor, love. More people will love the work that you at saka yung apelyido mo Templa. That is like temperature. Anong temperature sa
sa pagmamahal mo? Kasing pula po ng mga t-shirt nyo. Diba?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am. I think so because it's a challenge being the small unit that we have. We have to be innovative in our approach. So may innovations din kami na ginagawa. Kasi based really on your area. So survival and normal, the human beings that we are, yes, nagiging medyo challenge pero magandang challenge to overcome whatever comes our way.
Your family name Rabat, associated with basketball.
That's my father. And my mom used to be a governor of Red Cross as well. My mom.
Yes.
In her, before. Yes. Governor din siya ng Red Cross. So, and of course, Chairman Gordon, who's friends with my parents as well. Kaya small world po. I guess, really, like people attract, no? Sama talaga.
Yes. Your father was famous in basketball and of course made his mark. Made his mark in the basketball community.
Yes,
but moving forward, I would like to ask you what, of course, you have already said na funding, support, etc. What else do you want to share with those watching us in terms of how to weather the storm of whether you have disasters like Lindol, other disasters. How do you feel you can generate more resources? And maybe tell the people how, because Red Cross is an international humanitarian organization, can only develop its strength with mobilization of people.
Yes, ma'am. So it's appealing to all listening now. I hope you're out there listening to us. So tapos na po. Dumaan na yung aming lindol. And you really get to appreciate, dun mo lang makikita ang importance ng isang organization like Red Cross when disaster strikes. So I'm quite grateful that we have very competent, loving people. Filipino basically are. So this is my appeal to all. If you can please, if not volunteer your services, at least give a helping hand by way of what? Giving your financial assistance, because we need it. And hopefully, it does not come. I pray that it does not come to that point that you will also be needing this. But it's best that we are invested in this. Kanya-kanya, hindi to tayo magkanya-kanyang Pilipino. Nagkakaisa po tayong lahat. Tayo isang kausa. Because admittedly, ang Philippines po is a welfare state. Hindi naman tayo kasing yaman ng ibang bansa. But mayaman tayo sa pagmamahalan natin sa isa't isa. That's the Filipino trait. Talo natin sila dyan. But we just have to tap that. Kailangan lang po natin talagang makita at ma-appreciate natin. And the way to do it, if you have no trust with all, Red Cross is the organization that you can trust to deliver. Yun po ang pinaka-importante. At the hour of need, nandyan po tayo tumutulong. So invest well. If not, your voluntary services get trained. Or not, you give your donations to the Red Cross.
Parang ang pangalan mo, Money Donate Resources.
MNR. Oo.
Balik naman tayo, ang ganda naman ng pangalan mo, Leomor Templa.
Yeah.
So, parang temperature kailangan ma-feel ng mga tao. How as an administrator, although you're an officer in charge, as an officer in charge, how you are moving the chapter with the chairman to make a difference in the lives of more people in your area. Go ahead, Leomor. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead. Balik. Leomor, thank you.
Okay, anong nangyari?
Mahina siguro ang internet.
Sige,
yan, okay na po.
Nakalabas na. Ulit. Anyway, we will now end with the greetings to, of course, Edison, who had his birthday a couple of days ago, and now the birthday of our Secretary General, Dr. Gwen Pang. We may be able to already have our birthday greetings. Go ahead, Edison.
Yes. Meron tayong Sir Oli, yung ating happy birthday song. At ano po ang inyong mensahe para sa ating Secretary General, Ma'am Gob Cora?
Well, of course, happy birthday. Birthdays come only once a year, but that once a year is so important to remember, celebrate, and believe that life goes on, and we all have to help and care for each other. Maraming salamat, Gwen, and of course kay Edison for also manning this radio program, Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
Okay. Kunin na po natin ng mga pinal na mensahe mula sa ating mga bisita. Umpisahan po natin kay Ma'am Leomor Templa. Ma'am?
Wala siyang picture eh. Nawala siya.
Wala.
Okay. Kuhanin na lang.
Balik.
Ma'am.
Greetings. Balik. Yan.
Final message po, Ma'am Leomor.
Final greetings.
To our beloved Secretary General, Ma'am Gwen Pang, happy birthday po. Wishing you a day of filled with love, laughter, and all your you do. Then you have God bless us all.
And from our distinguished chairman, Michelle Maris Denise Rabat.
Yes, to both celebrants, belated happy birthday, Edison, and
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
our section, Ma'am Gwen. Happy birthday to you. I just pray that you continue to be God's blessings to us. Thank you very much for all the services, unending services, and love that you have given to us Filipinos. Continue to be a blessing and be an instrument of God. Happy birthday.
As host of the program, I echo their words of wisdom and greetings to you, Gwen, and of course to Edison. So wonderful day, and maraming salamat for this one day of Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross. Go ahead, Edison.
Okay, yan na po ang ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross sa Radyo Pilipinas. Ngayon pong ika-26 ng buwan ng Oktubre, taong 2025. At tayo po ay magkita-kita tayo muli sa susunod na linggo mula alas 3 hanggang alas 4 po ng hapon dito po sa Radyo Pilipinas, Radyo Publiko. At maraming salamat sa mga nanood at like and share sa ating Facebook page at mga nakinig sa 738 kHz at nanonood sa ating Digibox at For the Box. At susunod na po ang pagbabalita hatid ni Sir Albert Sebastian. Kasunod po yan ni programa ni Vance Fernandez, Pulso ng Pilipino. Ito po si Edison Enriquez. Ang oras ay 8 minuto bago mag alas 4 ng hapon.